Today, do I need to unmute? Host is unmuted. I am unmuted. Here we are, episode 2 of Simon Says, still ironing out the kinks of this new format where you guys can ring in and ask me questions live, and you guys listening can learn from the people that ring in, because often in life we don't know what questions to ask. We don't know what we don't know. So sometimes by listening to the questions that people have when they're trying to start a business, find a dream, or figure out how to make their business work, by listening to others and the questions that they have, you can learn what you're meant to be asking. And I hope that in this show today, we together can help a lot of dreamers with their dreams. We're also going to talk about some topical things, some interesting clips out there in the universe that perhaps need a little bit of a discussion to see what we think of them. And hopefully together we can have some fun. We can create a show here where together we can watch dreams happen in real time, live. I want to first of all say thank you to my new sponsor, HighLevel. They're a CRM platform, and I'm personally using them. And I really believe with all my heart that this all-in-one platform that helps you build funnels, that helps you automate marketing and manage all of your leads is going to be a tool that helps you fulfill your dreams. I only work with businesses that I believe can help people fulfill their dreams, and no one can do it alone. Nobody. We all need help to make our dreams happen, and that includes using tools that help you do it. Plus, from the sponsorship from HighLevel, I'm able to fund even more dreams and build platforms like Simon Says to help you find out what you need to know to do what you love. Because life is short and you don't want to live with regrets. You don't want to not do that thing that you know you're meant to do. Or more importantly, sometimes figure out exactly what it is you're meant to do and then do it. Because I believe everything, including making money, is really just a formula. And I got my dog involved in the episode this week just to show, at the end of the day, even dogs have dreams. And his dream is to hang out with me on this podcast, right? Right. Okay, get on your bed because I've got some questions to answer from some dreamers. You can help me, okay? Right. So I think I just want to say, if you're listening to this right now, you can also subscribe to us on Spotify and then set the alert button so you never miss an episode. We're also going live across all channels. So hello Facebook, hello YouTube, hello TikTok, hello Instagram. I hope that you all have questions. You can write comments, and I am reading all the comments and all the screens in front of me right now. So if you have any questions or points of view from any of the calls today, if you have an insight that I've missed, or you think I'm wrong and I could have said it better, feel free to comment wherever you're listening to this on. Me and my team, we read the comments. Personally, I try to read all the comments so I can understand what it is that you need and when you might need it. So I've got a little alert on the screen, Jay. I don't know what it means, but just letting you know, we have a little alert. I'm going to ignore it. So Jay, my producer in the background, I may talk to him from time to time. He's a real person. He's actually here, and he could come and quickly say hello. As we're a new show, you should know who's behind it. So Jay's here, helping me, making sure I don't get any of the technical things wrong. Just looking online right now, we have just over 2,000 people, 1,200 people just on TikTok alone listening in. So I hope that we can bring you an awesome show, a show that teaches you stuff you don't already know. I know from a lot of you from the first episode that we recorded last week, I want to know more about things like how to raise money or how to market your business, or maybe how to get a customer, how to do sales. I'm going to help with all of that. Again, that's why I'm really excited about having HighLevel as a sponsor, because they're one of the tools I know can help you get that first customer, retain that first customer. We all need help. So, Jay, are we ready to go?
Pretty good.
I think we have our first caller waiting, right? All right. Priscilla, I think, is our first caller. Priscilla is from Brazil.
I'm here.
Hi,
Yes,
how you
I'm
doing?
Priscilla. I'm from Brazil. Good. It's
Great.
good. A little bit cold, but it's good.
All right. I never think of Brazil as cold. Instantly, I've learned something new. Brazil gets cold. That surprises me. But
a little bit. I would say 10 days a year.
10 days a year. Okay, we caught you in one of those 10 days. Now, Priscilla, I'm starting off each of these kind of openings with like, let me know how much money you've got in the bank account, because I want to know how my advice must relate to your financial circumstances. So how much have you got in the bank account right now?
So I've just sold an apartment. So I would say I have probably about 300K at this moment
Well done.
that I
Great.
can't I
Okay.
can't I can't really use um right now, but it's there.
All right. Why can't you use it?
Well, I'm redirecting. I would say I'm redirecting my goals and my objectives in life, especially now that I'm reading your book, and I'm learning a little bit about possessions, right? Because my dream has always been, for example, buying a big house, or my success was always leading me to possessions. And now I'm reading from your book. I'm learning that I'm not in the correct way of seeing things,
Okay.
right?
Interesting. Well, you're clearly educating yourself, and but I think £300,000 should be invested in your future. Or $300,000 should be invested in your future. But tell me what you're thinking, what your question is, and let's see if you even need that money.
Yeah, of course I need. So today, I'm a global IT leader, right? I work in a very nice global company. I have a global role that I get to travel, implement system all over the world. But I always had something inside of me that made me understand that I was here in this world for more. I meant to do something big, right? But I never knew what that was. So I spent all my years putting all my efforts and energy to be in a very nice role and everything. And but now I see that this is not it, right? I need something more. I need like to find my purpose. And throughout all the years, I've always helped people to grow in their career, to use my experience to support people, do some mentorships, and I always volunteered uh, about that, right? And I would really like to have that as a business, as something profitable that could be a return in the future. So I can use my experience to support people in a scalable level, right? Because now I help like one, two people, but I can do that in a very scalable level, and I have knowledge about that. And one thing that I can mention here is that I've migrated to the technology area at the age of 35, and I didn't have any background in technology. So now what I'm searching to do is like to do the same, to help people who really want to grow in technology, to migrate from non-technical background to this to the opportunities, because technology is one of the biggest in the market right now. We're lacking of resources, right? And I can help a lot
Got
of
it.
people to find.
Priscilla, I have a short time span here, so just wanting to interrupt and just ask you, what is the exact question though? Because I have to go in a minute. I've got another caller waiting. What is your exact question?
Needs an investment of 10,000K right now, and that we could give a ROI, a return of investment, in 5 6 months, if you would be my investor.
Okay, you don't need an investor. You've got 300K. You can invest in yourself. Why would you not invest in yourself?
And how would you, what would be the how is the first step, what's the first step to have this dream becoming in reality and turning this in a scalable, profitable business?
Well, I mean, ultimately, just before I tell you that, I just want to reiterate this. A lot of people will ask for investment. And what you're saying is, when you ask for investment and you've got money, what it actually means is you're not confident enough and you want to risk someone else's money, not your own. And so sometimes if you're not willing to risk your own money, it's very hard to convince investors to risk their money. You have to be willing to invest in yourself. And so people are willing to buy a house or buy a car they don't need, I'm always shocked how many people are not willing to put the money they have into themselves. And so that's just one thing to say. I mean, I think pitching to me for investment, absolutely fine. Try it. But I always think it's important to make sure that you would invest in you. Now, when it comes to the business model, it's a little bit wrong way around. It should be like, this is how I'm going to make money. Would you like to invest in me? As opposed to like, how do I make money and will you invest in me? And so, but look, I think when it comes to making money, it's really simple. You just have to provide value to people. What is the value? And you can start with one customer. Nearly every single business starts with one customer. So what can you do to make one customer happy? And to me, it's always like a simple equation. If you make one customer happy, you can ask that customer to tell other people about you. So that becomes your marketing. And then, of course, you'll get other customers, because if you make one customer happy, other people are going to want that same feeling. So I don't fully understand what you're selling, but I would just say to you, call back another time with your business idea more clear, and please invest in yourself, because if you won't invest in you, other people won't. You've got to be the first investor in you. Okay. But thanks for calling in, Priscilla. It's nice to chat to you. Next up, I believe, is Salia. Oh, no, I'm being told we're someone different. Devante.
Devante.
Okay,
Hello,
I'm
Simon.
dyslexic. I'm going to get everybody's name wrong on this show. I just want to upfront say it. If you want to call in and we get your name right, forget it. You want to call in for me to help you with your dream, 100% I'm here. But Devante, how can I help you?
Hi, Simon. Firstly, I just want to say thank you for giving me the opportunity to be on, be on the live with you. My dream is I want to open up a football academy in Dubai. You're probably thinking, why Dubai? I want to bring like a new wave in terms of UK academy style coaching. With my 7 years experience of a coach, ex-Manchester City academy coach, and I've worked for a private football company for the past 7 years. And I want to do this because I want to help myself so then I can help other people. I've realized that I've always had a big dream, and I've never really figured out what my big dream was, but I feel like I have a lot of experience and I know how to work with kids and I know how to um, work with people. So I want to open up my
Okay,
own.
got it. What's stopping you?
Just the finance, the funding, everything, the
How much? How much do you
living
need?
in.
How much do you need?
How much do I need?
Yeah.
If I'm going to be totally honest, around 15 to 20K. That's
Okay.
what I would
H-
need.
How old are you?
I'm 22.
22. And what do you do for a living right now?
Right now I'm still a football coach. I work full time at Manchester City.
You work
Um,
right. So
Manchester,
you work
Manchester.
for a football club right now,
Yeah,
coaching, and
yeah,
you're coaching professional players.
yeah. I
Right.
work with
Wow.
kids. I work with children.
Okay. So you work, or how does the monetization work at the football club? How does the football club
So
make money to pay for you?
so I work at Manchester City, and I work with the under nines academy. So I
Right.
coach them, and then I work for a private football company on the side, which we do group sessions, one-to-ones, technical sessions. Um, that's mainly how I make my income.
Okay. And why do you want to move to Dubai and do this? What's the reasoning?
I feel
Why
like
Dubai?
I want to. Why Dubai? Because I feel like I want to bring UK style academy coaching into Dubai, and
Okay, but why
the
Dubai? You
reason
got a connection there?
the reason okay no the reason why I want to go to Dubai is because I feel like I want to help the kids in Dubai to feel like I feel like Dubai is a very rich place and everything's kind of settled there. A lot of kids, they live with parents that have a lot of money. So I want to go there to help the children in Dubai, let them know that even though their parents have all these money, they still have a purpose and they still have a goal that they can achieve without their parents. through football. So I want to teach them
Right.
life
Okay.
from football.
So I'm opening up a business in Dubai. Okay. But I built the initial framework because I'm living in England. I built the initial framework in England. So
Okay.
you're here, you're in England. I think it's great to want an international business.
Yeah.
I kind of worry a little bit that you're thinking too much about the money.
Okay.
Okay. I guess at 22, you think you need money. Let me tell you, someone who was once 22, you have the chance right now to take the most amount of risk at this stage in your life. Do you have kids?
No.
Okay. You have this stage in your life is the chance to take risk. And you don't realize it because when I was 22, I didn't realize it. But you're thinking about like where the money is and how to get money. And I think this is because there's too many gurus online all talking about chase the money, make the money, blah, blah, blah. Don't think about the money. Think about how you can make a difference in someone's life. And I think with
Yeah.
your football academy training, what would I do if I was you? I would literally like take a football ground that isn't being used. I mean, weekends and stuff, local football. You're living, where are you living? It came up on the screen a second ago,
Sheffield.
but
Sheffield.
I'm pretty sure there is a football pitch that isn't used on a Wednesday afternoon, or a football pitch that isn't used on a Sunday afternoon or a Sunday morning or something, right? And I would just start like doing an open day where people can come with their kids and get training from you, who get paid to do this for a living by a big football club, and I'd just build up a bit of a fan base for you and your brand. And I wouldn't rush on the money side. I think what's the rush? Why not just build something where you're bringing value to the world, right? Now, it might sound like I started my first business at 15 years old was a gardening company. It doesn't sound very glamorous, does it? And I built it up, and then I built the next business up and the next business up. I kind of feel like you need to get your feet wet and just try something. And I think that my son used to go to a football academy on a Sunday. It was 50 quid a month. And it was all right. It was all right. But I'm saying, like, there's loads of people, loads of parents that will pay for their kids to have a little bit of training. But I kind of feel like you could start off with not needing to rush into the money piece and figure out how you can build a community around what you want to train. I see YouTube videos. I see social media content around it as well, where you can train globally from social media, right? A lot of the things you must have learned and know you can put on social media. Why does it have to be for the elite? Why is it only for the people with money? Why not branch out a little bit? Did you come from money?
No, I haven't come from money.
No. So you know what it's like to try and want to play something when you haven't got money. Why don't you service something you know instead of something you don't know?
Yeah.
And I think that, it might be where your dream lives. And we've got a bit sidetracked with this chase for money vibe. Don't worry about it. Go after building something you enjoy doing. Do you enjoy teaching kids to play football?
Yes, I do enjoy it. Yeah.
Then why don't you teach the younger you whose family couldn't afford it, and just see if you can be a scout, figure out what it is you like about the training, build a bit of a social media presence, have some fun for 12 months, just building something without money being the priority. I'm not saying don't make money, by the way. I think you should make money. Absolutely, you will. But if you follow your passions and do it well and bring value to people, money will come. Unfortunately, people do it the other way around way too often. They're like, I want money. How can I make money? Give me 15 grand investment and then send me to Dubai and let me go and make money from rich people who can afford blah, 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 money, money, money. No, build something you love. Build something that you enjoy doing and then figure out how to monetize it over time, because you're not in a rush to make money. I don't think you need to rush. You've got a job. You've got two. You've got two jobs. Now, I don't think the future of anyone's life is working for someone else because it's not scalable. And one day they can just fire you. So you definitely got to start thinking about building something for yourself, of course. But I don't think you need to rush it. And I would personally start off with going back to like your roots and helping the younger you. And I wouldn't chase the money. Maybe later you can get these rich people to sponsor people that can't afford to have training. And you can create like a sponsorship academy, right? But just go step by step and just, go back to your roots a bit.
Yeah. You're right, 100%.
Your dream lives there, man. I can sense it. So just touch the grass a bit and remember where you came from. But thank you for ringing in. Let me know how you get on.
Thank you very much.
Cool. Right. I say our sponsor, HighLevel. I feel like that was a high level thinking right there, wasn't it? Like we've got exactly the right sponsor for this podcast. HighLevel is the right name for what we're trying to think about here. I basically want people to think high level. I want you to come out of this I've got to make money trenches and think more about like, what will I enjoy doing? What would I do with no money? What would be the thing if I did it today that would make me feel good? I love helping people with their dreams. I don't think about how much money I can make. I never thought about how much money I can make from helping people with their dreams. Exactly the opposite. When I first made money on TikTok Live, helping people with their dreams, I gave that money away by asking someone, what is their dream? And that video did really well. And I grew and grew and grew. So every time I ever made money, I wanted to figure out a way to give that money back to the community that have supported me to get where I am today. And so I want people to think high level. So when I got HighLevel, the CRM partner, as my sponsor, I'm like, that is the perfect brand. Not only are they a great product, but they really help us all, hopefully remind us all to think high level, think big. So our next caller, Jay, you used to be able to type on the screen to me. That's gone now. What is that? I missed that. We had that working well last time. Why have we stopped the typing on the screen thing? I don't see it, no. That's like a Word doc. Oh, now it's changing. Guys, we're still, we're second episode in to Simon Says, and we're still working out all the technology. If you saw what's in front of me right now, your mind would explode. We have about 17 cameras and different screens, different buttons. It's all happening. And so Jay is now just doing something to make it clear for me what's happening next. Right. So our next caller, I believe, is... with some questions sent in from the audience. Okay, guys, you sending in comments.
Yeah, we have some questions from our audience.
Oh, wow, that's a delayed you speaking to me thing. New technology, guys. Jay's now speaking to me. Okay, so what are the questions? I'm going to be Gecko, by the way. Okay, go on.
So we have a question from Gil back from Bangkok. Gil is launching two linked passions. One is a national swimming initiative for kids in Thailand, and the other is a docuseries exploring the 77 provinces of Thailand. She wants to know, how do I connect directly with aligned sponsors and high-level decision makers when I don't have a network or with the funding to get into the room?
Okay, so look, I think a lot... Am I still on mute? Sorry, slightly more technical. It's a different format, so I'm not used to it now. Can you hear me now? Is it clear? Okay. So, right, getting sponsors. Basically, that's the question. How do I get a sponsor? And I think people approach this the wrong way. Your question shouldn't be, how do I get a sponsor to support what I'm doing? Your question should be, how can I bring value to a sponsor? So, for example, I launched a initiative about 1.5 years ago where we put a Ring doorbell at the bottom of our staircase, and we said to people, if you've got a dream, you can go to this staircase, ring the doorbell and pitch your dream, and then we'll edit it and put it up on our socials to promote your dream. And so the best product for that initiative was the product called Ring, which is owned by Amazon. And so we didn't go to Amazon and say, hi, we're going to do this thing. Would you like to sponsor it? We simply installed it all and started doing it. And then Ring noticed it. And so Ring sponsored it because they noticed it. And it wasn't us pitching. So that's one way to go about it. One way to go about it is just to do the thing you're going to do and include the sponsor you want to work with. Okay. The second way is how we got this podcast sponsored, is we identified companies that we felt were aligned with our values. We identified companies that we felt if they sponsored this show, then they would be able to bring value to our audience and provide services and products that would help our ambition of helping people live their dream. So we then basically approached them with a very succinct message. We said, this podcast, Simon Says, will eventually be one of the biggest podcasts in the world. where we will help people follow their dream. And just by encouraging people to follow their dream, that should lead to more customers for them over the long run. So are they into the same thing that we're into? Do they care about helping people start a business? And so we wrote to 15 companies. Instantly, one wrote back, HighLevel, a CRM business that we're working with, I keep mentioning, and they said yes. And honestly, it's the greatest feeling in the world. We pitch them what we're doing and they say yes. Now, it might, I know when you're listening to this, you might be thinking, well, Simon, you've got a lot of followers and you've got a big social media platform. So that's why. And there is some truth to that. There is some truth to that. But people and brands, particularly people in brands, they do buy potential. You have to believe in yourself to convince these people to believe in you. But you do need to follow a process. So very quickly, the final thing I'll say here is try the two different ways. Just go ahead and install the brand you believe in and include them in your content and see if you can get traction. Second way is approach the companies you really believe in, the ones that you really think are aligned with your values, and approach them and try your luck. But sometimes it is just a question of like projecting what you're going to become and letting them know that. So this podcast hadn't even gone live yet when HighLevel, the CRM partner, sponsored it. I mean, they didn't even know whether it was going to be big. We told them we're going to make it big and back us, and they did. You have to believe in yourself. I'm getting a theme in today's show already. The second person now. I feel like, in a way, you're listing all the things you haven't got. You don't have a network. You don't have this. You don't have that. But you have you, and you have your idea, and you have your belief, and you have access to helpback.com and LinkedIn and these platforms where these contacts sit for free for you to reach them. So all you need to do is make the effort and stop looking at what you haven't got and start realizing what you have got and take advantage of it. Fight. It's never going to be easy to get a sponsor on board, but fight and it will happen. Okay. Another question from the audience. Okay. Where is it?
Jason wants to create a collectible, fashion-forward luxury shin pad brand. Something totally new, but he's starting from zero. His question is, should I trademark before launching or wait? And how can I raise the money to begin?
Okay. So I always think, again, if you look at successful businesses, Jason, that have done well, they tend to have started small and scaled up over time. So I always use like Gymshark as a good example. Ben Francis, the founder of Gymshark, he was working at Pizza Hut and saved a bit of money and started making T-shirts, printing them, and then selling one, and then making one, selling it, printing it, and selling one. Sometimes in this race to like be this big brand, we forget that it's a step-by-step process. So I would make one shin pad. I would get one sample made, and then I'd probably go and try and get it signed by a famous footballer. I'd go to a football club, I'd hustle, I'd get someone famous in the football world to sign it. And then I would sell it on eBay, or I would sell it on a platform. And I think, you know, the way to think about this is, you know, you want to test the market for your product, and getting one customer is a great way to test it, because how much will that customer pay? So I would take that one signed shin plate and I would walk into the street with my phone, point of view, record it, and I'd go up to someone, hey, how much do you think this is worth? And someone could say 10 quid. I'm like, okay, it's signed by some famous footballer. Now, how much do you think it's worth? And they might go, oh, I hate that team, it's worth nothing. Or they might go, that's my favorite team and my favorite player. Tell me what you want for it. I think it's kind of interesting content. The content can make you money, and you can do market research on whether people would pay for something. You can find out how much people would pay for it, and you can start to build up your social media. You can start to build up your brand. And, you know, I think people aren't thinking about this enough. And so, yeah, I guess for me, like, people always have watched too much Dragon's Den and they think it's about raising money and then going to market. Sometimes it's about just making one and going to market and see what the market says. Raising money can trap you. as soon as you raise money, you might have a boss. So be a little bit careful about the whole raise money, Dragon's Den thing. You don't want a new boss. You want to build something you love, and you want to build it your way, and you want to figure out what the market needs to get market fit. If you get market fit, then investors will be chasing you. Okay, I feel like this isn't working. So I can't, nothing's, am I supposed to scroll up? Guys, we have this screen in front of me, and I'm supposed to, so I know what caller's coming in. It was on my laptop before, and now we've moved it here. It's not scrolling for me. So is it this one? I don't know. Okay, guys, we have another caller. Daniel, are you there?
Yeah. Hey, Simon.
Daniel.
Thanks for the opportunity.
No problem. Let's kick off. Tell me, how much have you got in your bank?
I'm a communication specialist and body language specialist. I want to help people to communicate better, to share their ideas, to not be ashamed to talk to anyone. Sorry about my English, but I have a big community on social media, but I don't know how to monetize and scale my business.
Okay, just stepping back. Daniel, how much money have you got in your bank account?
Now, like $10,000.
$10,000. Okay.
The money is not a problem now for me.
Okay, so why the rush to monetize your community then? Sometimes, again, like if you think about you must be involved in communities. Sometimes rushing the monetization can hurt the community. So you look at Instagram, for example, these platforms, they didn't monetize for years and years. They didn't rush. And you must be making money elsewhere. You must be, you must be okay because you've got some savings. And like you just said, money's not the rush. So we can come, I can talk to you about how to monetize the community. But just before we go there, what's the rush?
Because I want to get more freedom to grow my project and leave my full-time job. I work with politicians most, and I want to get out from there.
Okay. Well, thanks for your honesty. Okay. So, all right. Well, that's slightly a different thing. Can I just say? So, okay. What value do you bring your community right now? Give it to me in a sentence.
To get better relations and to not be ashamed to show who they are and to talk to anyone. I think people, it's really scared to talk and to share their ideas or their projects. And I have the experience to teach the people to go to do that. Sorry for my English. I'm nervous now.
Oh, no problem. No problem. Okay, look, I always think with communities, there's a few different ways to monetize. Okay.
Yeah.
So the first is like, you can say to your community, I want to leave my job and do this full time. And what would you guys be willing to pay a monthly fee to support me to do that? If you do pay a monthly fee, how many members in your community?
Like 3,100.
Okay.
300,000.
Okay. 300,000. Okay. If you say, look, if just 1,000 of you pay $5, then I can full-time focus on this platform. Now, if 1,000 of you give me $5 a month, I'm assuming your cost $5,000 a month US would cover you, right?
Yeah.
I don't know, but I'm guessing, right?
Yeah.
So then I think, okay, then what extra value are you going to bring them? So me, community is about what value you can bring your community. So what extra, because you'll be full-time, what can you do to help that community? Now, this value can come in, you can help them make $5, right? So if they're all more confident, if body language is better, maybe they can make $5 a month by you doing your job better, right?
Yeah.
But equally, it might be that you can organize activities where them as a subscriber, they get that included in the $5, right?
Yeah.
Now, it's worth looking at this. 300,000 members is a healthy number. You should be able to get 1% to back you of some sort. If there's not 1,000 true fans in there that are willing to pay $5, then you probably got a value problem anyway.
Okay.
You probably is that if now that's one way. The other way to do it is to get a brand on board. So if there's a company that's very aligned with you, again, I'm using the example today of my own sponsor. I've got a new sponsor on board called HighLevel, and they're a CRM program that help people with workflow and call tracking and bookings and appointments. And basically, I know it can help people start their business and grow their business because it can help them track. Like, for example, your 300,000 members, you could put it into HighLevel, and then you could literally follow up with them and send emails and manage your personal communication with these guys. So what I'm saying is, what brand could you align with? Does anyone stand out? A company that you could potentially work with?
I think the marketing brand here and some influencer agents.
Yeah, I'm thinking more like, Nike. It's probably not the right one, but like brands that inspire people, right? What brand can you work with that's maybe not your competitor? They're not the influencer agency world. To me, is a bit. They may pay you to help their influencers, if that's what you mean. That's more like a service agreement, right? So they may pay you a fee to help their influencers, right? That's what you mean, right?
Yeah.
No, I'm talking about something else. I'm talking about a brand sponsor. So a drinks company, for example, there might be a drink that you think gives people higher energy or helps people. Like right now, I'm not sponsored by them, but I'm a big fan of Trip, so I'm drinking Trip at the moment. They don't sponsor me. I just like the product. What I'm explaining to you is, what brand would align with you. And honestly, again, $5,000 a month for a brand to sponsor you and reach 300,000 customers and join you in your journey, very possible. You've actually done the groundwork of building the foundation. Now you need to use, frankly, probably my sponsor again, like to go out and get all these brands on board. So make a list of 50 companies. They could be clothing brands, drinks brands, audible equipment manufacturers, whoever it is, right? List out these 50 companies that you believe could bring value to your audience and maybe aligned with your mission, and then literally put them in a CRM system like HighLevel and start contacting them regularly, connect with them, find out who the right contact is through systems like LinkedIn as well, and just you only need 1,000 people to pay you $5 or one brand to pay you $5,000, or you can sell a service, get 10 clients to pay you $500, and you're free. You're so close to freedom. You're so close. You just need to implement a system that's going to help you get there.
Okay. I'll do that.
Do you understand the 3 ways?
Yeah.
Clear?
Clear. Yeah.
Call me in 3 weeks. I want to know if you did this. Call me back in 3 weeks. Don't waste any time.
Okay. I'll do that.
I know they're my sponsor. I'm going to say it again because I actually really believe in this product. There's a link in my bio down here. You can get a 30-day free trial of HighLevel, this CRM program, because actually I think it's going to help you. You put all the brands in there that you want to reach. Yeah. You put your community contact in there so you can reach out to all of them. Use a system, a CRM system to help you track this sales. And then call me back in 3 weeks and let me know you got 1 client or 1,000 people said yes. I want to know.
Okay, I'll do that. Thank you. Thanks a lot.
And I want to be there when you quit. So I also want to be there when you quit, all right? When you've got the foundation of your income system sorted and you're financially okay, then the next step is quit. So get it done, okay?
Okay, great. Thank you. I call you.
Go. Yeah, I look forward to it, Daniel. Thanks for calling in. Okay, I want to show you a clip. It's from an entrepreneur and investor, Naval. I think you guys all know him. He's probably one of my favorite, I guess, entrepreneur content creators. And we don't need to keep our dreams a secret. Let's have a little listen to the clip, see what you guys think.
As the first timers, because they're too secretive. And you can always recognize the experienced ones because they don't care. Once you've done these a few times, you realize how much execution difficulty and risk there is and how hard it is to get people to listen to you and believe you. Eventually, you end up shouting your idea from the rooftops just in the hope that somebody will actually use the product. So you end up with the opposite problem. And if you do have one of those extremely rare ideas that if it is revealed and somebody else figures it out, that it will lose all its value, then it's not something you can execute on as a business. It's not a real idea.
Oh, just the knowledge that Naval drops, it blows my mind. other than my own personal YouTube video where I share all my business knowledge, there is a video by Naval that you should watch, talking about what he knows in business, and it's so good. Listen, if you have a business idea and you think it's special, I've got sad news for you. It's not. Ideas are valueless. Execution has value. Ideas do not. Most first-time founders, you might be one of these people with an idea and you're holding on to it too tight. It's not the way to build a business. Now, there's some caveats to this. Of course, if it's a certain, let's say design that you maybe need to protect, then sure, get it protected. But do not hold back your dream in your head. The only way to make anything real is take it out of your head, use your words and your mouth and a pen, write it down, tell everybody about your idea. And I promise you, like right now on my live streams, I've got about 2,800 people listening. If I shared an idea right now that I know is $1 billion idea, I promise you only one person on this live would have the ability to do it, the inclination to do it, and the time to do it. And will they do it? Near zero chance. Now, even if they do, good, you've got competition that can spur you on. You need competition to get you to do it. And the irony is, the 2,800 people listening are more likely to help you do it if you shared it than just you trying to do it on your own. So share your ideas, folks. Don't hold back. Tell everybody. Tell every single. You can ring up the company you think's going to buy this idea one day, and you don't want them to know about it because you want to build it first. Tell them your idea, and they probably won't do it. I'm 100% sure they won't do it. They've got other priorities. They're focused on other things. Their planning is 12 months ahead. Do not think people are going to copy your idea. Execute, and you'll see. Again, a million examples of this in history of business. Facebook was not an original idea. It was a copy of MySpace. MySpace was a copy of Friendster. You know, these ideas are not original. TikTok is a copy of Vine. Nothing is original. And I'm old enough to know that. So please don't hold on to your idea like it's special. Get it out there in the world. Right. I think next up, we have another caller, Salia from Ghana. Are you there? Salia, are you there? This is the downside of a live call-in show, folks. Sometimes the calls do not connect. So Solana from Ghana, maybe try to call back as somehow it didn't connect. Right.
Well, let me just study his question anyways, and then you can help him. No. Cecilia wants to launch a streetwear brand.
Yeah. Okay. I think I'd rather talk to her. Can we move on to the next bit? She'll come back to her if she manages to reconnect.
They were the last caller.
All right. So what's next?
Okay. So let me then just read you a question from our audience.
I can read it if it's on here. Okay. This probably gives me a good moment just to quickly highlight our sponsor of today's podcast, Simon Says, HighLevel. They're a CRM program, all in one platform that helps you build funnels, helps you automate marketing and manage your leads. I am probably one of the best salespeople in the world. And it's not a dirty word, sales. It's a business. It's the word sales will make your business work. It will make your business work. I wish if I could go back in time and tell the younger self something, embrace sales, and also everyone can sell, but you need tools to help you sell. You need to understand that follow-up is important. Professional emails are important. Funnel systems are important so you can keep connecting to the people you potentially want to be your clients. And that's why I'm really proud to have HighLevel sponsoring this podcast and helping you with your dreams. And I use the sponsorship money that we get from this to build shows like this that teach you stuff, and also build platforms like helpbank.com to help you with your dreams for free. And of course, we give away money in the street and through our platform to fund people's dreams. So a special thanks to HighLevel for sponsoring this episode. Right. The scenario that someone has sent in on comments Amid has said, he's in Melbourne, and he has said, he wants to grow a business to give his family a better life. Okay, it's a good reason to build a business. He's barely scraping by and needs a break. Question for Simon. I've got drive, but no money. What's the first real step someone like me can take? Okay. When you say you've got drive, are you sure? Because I think people need to not just want it, they need to need it. Do you really need it? This is why I love investing in people who need it, not just want it. And needing it means that there is no choice but to make it work. Now, a challenge to you listening now is how far are you willing to go to make it work? And so, for example, if I said to you to build the world's most successful entrepreneur network, let's say that was your dream, that, you know, helping people with their dreams, that's my dream, right? Let's say your dream and my dream was the same thing. Would you today be willing to go and take care of 5 people's gardens and dig up their weeds and make the grass nice, make the trees nice? Because eventually it will allow you to have this amazing platform, an amazing app. That's basically what I had to do. I started out with a gardening company. Okay, so I think if you really want to fight and you've got no money, then start with a service business. Start with a business where you don't need a lot of money. All you need to know in the service business is how to manage cash flow. So let's say, for example, you help people with their social media posting. Let's not make it gardening. Let's say gardening's too hard, right? Let's just say social media posting. There isn't an entrepreneur at the moment who doesn't want to have a bigger social media following. Every single entrepreneur I speak to wants to have their social media blowing up. And they need people to help them make the content and post the content. So there's an agency in that. There's a business in that. And so what if you went and offered the service of helping people post their social media and then built up an income stream and built up a brand, which you could eventually bring people in, so you're not having to do it all on your own, and have an income stream and build up a company that's service-based. Now, the key is you charge people 50% in advance for the service, and that 50% must cover all your costs. And then the remaining 50% that you invoice after you've delivered the service is your profit. Now, this does not require you to have any large amounts of savings. My first successful business was a gardening company. I had to borrow the equipment from the people I was doing the gardening for. So I just knocked on the door and told them I'd do their garden. And then I borrowed their equipment to do the garden. And then I did the garden and they paid me. It didn't cost me anything. So when you say you're hungry, are you? Are you genuinely hungry? Because if you are, you'll follow that blueprint I've just given you. So let's see. Let me know how you get on. I'd like to find out if you actually do anything. Come back to me. Let me know in the show in the future. Okay. So guys, this has been episode 2 of Simon Says. We're still ironing out the technical difficulties, but we are getting there. You can call in to this show. There is a link somewhere around here, wherever you're listening, where you can sign up to call in and ask me questions. If you have any thoughts on how we can make the show better, how we can entertain you more, educate you more, then please let me know in the comments wherever you're listening to this. You can go subscribe on Spotify to Simon Says, the podcast show, so you don't miss the next episode. And don't forget, go try out HighLevel, our sponsor today, an all-in-one platform that helps you funnel build, helps you automate marketing and manage leads. And if you go to the link in my bio somewhere around here, you can have a 30-day trial, because I'm telling you now, how to start a business often starts with getting one customer who pays you. That can often end up covering your costs, so you can actually dive into this world of entrepreneurship. But it can also be a chance for that one customer to be happy and tell other people about you, because that's the best marketing you'll ever have. So thanks for listening to today's show. It's been a pleasure having you here. I will see you in the next episode. Luckily for everyone listening on live, we're now going to record episode 3. Are you ready?